Welcome everybody to the ICNAP Community Mag, a show of the Fraunhofer International Center for Networked Adaptive Production, ICNAP. ICNAP is a network to establish an open research platform and an industrial test environment. 3 Fraunhofer institutes and more than 20 industrial partners work together on innovative approaches to the digitalization of production. ICNAP is also a community to connect and to find partners for cooperations and exchange. Our first guest is Karl Lossi.
Hello.
Since the beginning of this year, he is the ICNAP Community Manager. Hi, Karl. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here.
We just learned a little bit about the ICNAP, but can you tell us some more? What is the ICNAP? What is the idea and the scope?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the ICNAP originates from a 2016 research project. This was initiated by the 3 Aachen-based Fraunhofer institutes, the Fraunhofer IPT, ILT, and IME. And the research project was originally funded by the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, together with Fraunhofer, but also with support from the industry. It was then called the Fraunhofer Leistungszentrum for Networked Adaptive Production. And in 2018, we developed this Leistungszentrum one step further. We made it an international community, bringing together the industry, but also research to work on the challenges of digitalized manufacturing.
The ICNAP.
Exactly. So with the ICNAP, we address companies from different domains. On the one hand, we have the production companies concerned with manufacturing. We have, on the other hand, the technical enablers, like companies concerned with IT infrastructure or data analytics, but also companies on the enabler side, which are more on the outer layer with concerning data protection and also law. Currently, we have 24 members from all these different areas, and we think it's essential to have a broad range of companies and a broad range of knowledge with that, to tackle these challenges of digitalized manufacturing now and also in the future.
You are the manager of this community. What are the tasks of a community manager?
Yeah, simply speaking, I take care of everything that is concerning the community. So firstly, I make sure that we have a continuous growth of our community, which is one of our strategic goals. Also, I assure that we have a high quality offer for our current, but also future partners, so that we stay always relevant and interesting for everybody. This includes our yearly studies, our annual and milestone meetings, our continuous working groups, but also activities like seminars or the hackathon.
Well, we'll come to the hackathon later. Karl, you told us about your research activities. Can you please tell us more about the topics that you are working on at ICNAP?
Yeah, actually, I can also show you.
That's quite a range of topics. How do you turn a development topic into an offer for a company?
Yeah, we have a core membership offer, which we think is the heart of our activities. First, we have our annual studies. They are our predefined project format, where we work together with the industry and the researchers on their problems that they can specify and put out for voting for the community. Within these studies, we work on specific problems and use cases from the community and also validate them in the end. So the community gets to choose these studies, and this is part of our regular community meetings, where at the end of each year, you get to choose which studies are done in the next year. And also, the main goal with our exchange meetings, our community meetings, is to have an open and active community exchange between the industry partners, but also the researchers or third parties who could be invited to these meetings. So we share insights from all different topic areas which are in the scope of the ICNAP itself. Also, part of the community meetings could be updates from our third pillar, which are the continuous working groups. So with the working groups, our goal is to develop the 7 topic areas we saw earlier further with our community. So that could be, for example, that we exchange challenges in these topic areas, but also working on roadmaps on how to solve them. But also, and that could be a third activity, work on something like a white paper as a statement from the ICNAP community with all the partners inside.
Well, thank you so much. We'll be talking again later. So thanks for now and see you then.
Thank you.
After hearing from the ICNAP community manager, we want to let the community members speak for themselves. I'm very pleased to welcome Dr. Uwe Hoffmann, Program Manager Industry 4.0 at Philips Innovation Services, which is an ICNAP member since 2019. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Mr. Hoffmann, could you tell us about Philips Innovation Services?
Sure. Philips Innovation Services is a solution provider or engineering solution provider who is part of Philips. And we are working for Philips. The main customer is Philips, but we also work for external parties. We have a group of about 1,000 mainly engineers located in Eindhoven and also located in other sites like here in Aachen, like in Bangalore, like in US. We are experts. We are supporting the businesses in Philips and also external set on special competencies. So whenever a business needs a special competency which they don't have, often we have it. We have experts on mechanical design, we have experts on electrical design, we have experts on connectivity, we have an industry consulting department, and last but not least, we have a group which is called Manufacturing Systems and Industry 4.0, and that's where I'm located in, and we are really making manufacturing equipment.
And what would be, in your opinion, the key challenges in achieving a network adaptive production?
Yeah, well, we think it's twofold. It's the one hand side, the technical aspect. The other side, we have a human aspect, I'll call it. And the technical aspect most people have in mind. To really come to a network adaptive production, we have to, we say, connect, collect, consume. So first of all, you need to connect your devices, your assets in the factory to collect the data. And after you collect the data, you have to clean it up. You have to make some data processing with this data, and then you can consume the data. And that's a value adding part. Consuming the data could mean dashboarding, so making visible what's going on. And also could mean, with AI, for example, predicting what will happen in the future. And this will enable you to optimize your manufacturing. The other aspect is the human aspect, because all these technical aspects are important, but if you don't change your organization, if you don't change the culture in the company, you will never become a really Industry 4.0 company.
What were the concrete challenges that Philips faced when joining the ICNAP?
Well, Philips is a big company. We have broad range of products. We have from high volume, low mix, like shavers, toothbrushes, which we manufacture with a takt time of a few seconds. So every few seconds you get a toothbrush out of a machine. And on the other extreme, we have the medical equipment where we do low volume, high mix. So really customized equipment like a CT scanner and which goes to the hospital. And for each hospital, these machines have to be adapted, and they are in the range of a few machines per week. On the other side, Philips is also a worldwide company. So we have businesses we are supporting in all over the world, and their businesses or the factories run also a broad range. So we have factories which are really high-end, I would say, really on the high level on automation. They use the data, they collect the data, they consume the data. So really high-end, they're going now next step to make prediction and adapting their manufacturing automatically. On the other extreme, we have companies who still use Excel as most digital tools. So they really print out the stuff, type it in by hand, make some notes. So it's really a broad range. And external customers is the same. You have external customers who are very successful, but are still in the Industry 2.0 area, I would say. And we have external customers who are already in level 4 on architect maturity level. So that really is a broad range which we cover as customers.
And how could the ICNAP help you overcome your challenges? And what would you say is the main benefit?
Well, our expectation for ICNAP when we joined ICNAP was really to get in contact with researchers like the Fraunhofer colleagues and also to industry partners who have same issues like we have. And this is really happening, fortunately. So we are nice that we have at ICNAP the expertise from the Fraunhofer doing really scientific approaches, really high-end stuff which we are not aware or we don't know. And we're also doing getting in contact with industry partners who have, on the other hand, same issues like we have. So and more on the hands-on mentality which you have to have in industry. So Fraunhofer can do sometimes more research-related stuff, but the industry you have to be more hands-on. And this is nice in ICNAP that you talk to companies who have same challenges. And we liked over the last 2 years working, for example, in the digital twin community, which helps us to make the digital twin topic more crisp or more tangible. We worked last year also on the AI Square or AI activities, where we really think about how to use AI. AI is the buzzword at the moment, but how to use it, how to make it happen, how to make it value out of these AI possibilities. And the ICNAP helped us to get in contact with experts from research, but also experts from other companies.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
Thanks.
Another member of the ICNAP community is the Stuttgart-based company Lidek. We are very happy to welcome Dr. Bernd Völpel, Lidek's Global Head of Smart Factory Group. He will be sharing why Lidek joined ICNAP and what activities they are participating in. Welcome, Mr. Völpel.
Hello.
Can you tell us a bit more about you and your role at Lidek?
Yes, I'm with Lidek for almost 2 years on a very exciting journey. As an electrical engineer by education, I spent most of my professional career in identifying and driving new business opportunities using innovative, disrupting technologies. And with Lidek and the Smart Factory Group as its innovation hub, I have ample of opportunity to do just that. Lidek is a globally leading service specialist for the entire factory life cycle, from planning to simulation up to multi-year operations. We are present at more than 300 customer sites globally and have a workforce of around 20,000.
Earlier, you were talking about an exciting journey. What exactly did you mean by that?
The industrial Internet of Things and the digital transformation are, in particular at our core industry, automotive, progressing with quite some acceleration. And at Lidek, we have the ambition to shape and lead the path towards the factory of the future. For example, with our digital workbench, we work on new and improved services using digital technologies together with our customers. To give you a few examples, take vibration analytics for pumps, motors, chillers. Take autonomous guided vehicles for intralogistics or cleaning, or just water and waste reduction. Another opportunity beyond that, however, is coming with the ubiquitous connectedness of sensors, machines, appliances, devices, which leads to data platforms, which in turn changes value chains towards value networks, which opens new possibilities for ecosystems to work together with new and innovative business models.
Why did Lidek join the ICNAP community and how are you benefiting from it?
We are always working on new ideas, but do not stop there. It's important to put ideas into actions with the right partners. And ICNAP, with its network of like-minded companies, is an ideal platform for that. Take, for example, the working groups, which are a great offer to share information, to learn on relevant topics. The annual studies, you can put hot topics, things that you really want to drive forward on the agenda. For example, we put the study proposal monetizing industrial data forward, got a lot of support, are now working with the other team members on it and look forward to great results in a few months. A few more topics round off ICNAP, for example, Hackathon. I'll come back to that later.
Thank you, Mr. Völpel. We will talk again later. So, as we learned, the partner companies do indeed benefit from the numerous activities of the ICNAP. One of the current activities is the study on data monetization, which started in February 2021. Bastian Studerus is a research assistant from Fraunhofer IPT, and he is responsible for the study. Now he will present goal, approach, and recent results of the study.
Thank you very much. As a research fellow in strategic technology management at Fraunhofer IPT and study lead, I'm very pleased to introduce you to our study, Monetizing Industrial Data. The study is driven by Fraunhofer IPT, the ICNAP community, and mainly Lidek. Together, we observed that in the course of the fourth industrial revolution, more and more manufacturing processes as well as production machines are being digitally enhanced with sensors and computing power. However, huge amounts of isolated data are still generated in the individual steps of the value chain without any interconnection or linkage. The value combination of various industrial data sets from different sources not only offers manufacturing companies great potential for valuable insights, but also numerous additional monetization options. Therefore, our study aims to develop a blueprint for a holistic business model with a data-driven value ecosystem. The overarching question is, how can companies along the value chain monetize on the insights derived from industrial data? To answer this question, we follow a four-step approach, which aims to match the utility potential enabled through data with the needs and the willingness to pay of the involved stakeholder within a data-driven value ecosystem. In the first part of our study, we identified relevant generic roles and players in a data-driven value ecosystem for manufacturing companies. We then developed this ecosystem overview with all digital and physical roles involved. Consecutively, we then recorded the potential benefits of different stakeholders by identifying the needs. In the next step, we aim to further align the value propositions with the opportunities for implementation and thereby identify data handling processes to meet stakeholder requirements. Hereafter, the value contributions for each involved stakeholder are derived and defined for the corresponding roles. Finally, we will jointly develop a sustainable monetization strategy and test it within the scope of a case study. With our community-driven study, we develop a blueprint focusing the end-to-end monetization of industrial data. I would be very happy to hear from you directly if you have any further questions about the study and our approach.
That was an insight into this year's research project, Data Monetization. Later today, we will show you another research project. But now we want to take a look at one of the annual highlights on the ICNAP calendar, the Hackathon. Mr. Völpel already mentioned it earlier today. ICNAP has activities not only for the industry, but also for students. Featuring tasks from the community, the ICNAP Hackathon is the perfect opportunity for students to prove themselves. I'm very happy to welcome Max Böcker here today, who took home first place at the Hackathon in 2019. Welcome, Max. Great to have you here, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about your background? What is your field of study and what motivated you to take part in the Hackathon?
I study computer science and I work part-time as a software developer. I joined the Hackathon because I wanted to create something cool with some of my friends and also gain some experience.
How was the experience of the event and how did you find the interaction with the ICNAP community?
The event was really fun. We created a software which asked machinists if their software failed, why it failed, and we also added some gamification so the machinist is motivated to answer this question fastly and correctly. The other teams were really, really nice. There was great food and the ICNAP community provided some really, really interesting problems to solve.
So it sounds like an overall great experience.
Yes.
In your opinion, why should one participate in the Hackathon?
The Hackathon is a good opportunity to learn new skills and technologies and to network with the ICNAP community. Also, one can win nice prizes.
And can you show your T-shirt once more for our audience? Well, thank you so much, Max, for being here. And of course, all the best for your future.
Thank you.
The ICNAP Hackathon takes place every year. This year, from April 23rd to 25th. Due to the pandemic in 2021, the hackathon will take place completely online. Lidek is providing one of the tasks this year. The goal is anomaly detection in smart factory applications. I would like to talk about this one more time with Dr. Bernd Völpel. Mr. Völpel, why is Lidek participating in the ICNAP Hackathon with a task this year? What are you trying to achieve?
In smart factory applications, often sensors are used to collect data on machine condition. In real life, machines are like individuals. They have individual characteristics, are embedded in diverse environments, and are used for various use cases. Take vibration sensors, for example. They come with spec sheets according to standards and test environments. And that's a problem, because in real life, identical machines with identical sensors do not lead to identical signals. If you take cutting machines, there's influence of the condition of the cutter, of the age of the coolant, of the overlay from pick-and-place movements, etc. And that is a challenge because it's difficult to make the data you collect useful. And that's why we have proposed the topic dynamic anomaly detection of vibration data. The idea is that a team of creative students who understands the application, understands the data, has the knowledge needed for data modeling and training, can develop an algorithm that can factor in those specifics I had mentioned before and make the data useful. In that sense, we are looking forward to a great hackathon.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Völpel. Did we manage to make you curious for the hackathon? You can find all important information on the website www.icnap.de. Earlier, we already presented one of this year's 5 ICNAP research projects to you. Now, we would like to introduce another one. It is entitled Deployment of ML and AI Solutions in the Manufacturing Environment. Alexander Kies is leading the project at Fraunhofer IPT. He will now introduce you to what this project is all about.
Thank you very much. As a research fellow in the group of automated machine learning, I'm very pleased to introduce you to our study Deployment of Machine Learning Solutions for the Production Environment. Machine learning has great potential when it comes to improving manufacturing processes, and the possible applications of machine learning are numerous. They range from predictive maintenance to predictive process control and self-learning machines. And their use is always accompanied by great advantages. We can also see this within our ICNAP community. However, enterprises are discovering it is easier to build machine learning models than it is to integrate them into existing processes. And what often poses major problems for many companies is how to use machine learning, not just in a project here or there, but in concrete production applications where it can create maximum value. And this is one reason why many ML projects fail. The how is the key issue with any developing technology. Machine learning is no exception here. So how can we ensure the necessary deployment competencies are in place within the company? And how can the data be utilized where it is needed? To complicate matters, the answers to these questions often vary from one company to another. And the environment is also constantly evolving. For example, the necessary IT systems or interfaces to new machines. Translated into the challenges we deal with in ICNAP, the question arises, how can we deploy our trained models into the production environment and the infrastructure behind it? So in a simplified way, we understand deployment as the integration of an ML model into a specific environment to make the results usable where we really need them. In order to be able to deploy models and thus generate real added value through the use of machine learning in production, we want to develop a deployment guideline that can be applied to the many specific problems in production we face. And therefore, we will develop the components of the guideline together with our partners in various workshops and also by conducting a hands-on use case where machine learning models will be deployed. Together, we will ask ourselves what competencies do we need to deploy machine learning models. We will also evaluate the different approaches of deployment design and make productionizing and testing tangible and thus its implementation possible. And last but not least, the question of how can we monitor and, if necessary, retrain models that are already in production will be discussed together as a part of the study. So if you're interested in the study, join ICNAP, and together we will reap the benefits of machine learning in production by deployment.
We are now getting close to the end of our tour of ICNAP's offerings. We have learned that ICNAP provides a platform for networking. It offers seminars and meetings for exchange. And the partners also work on current topics in joint research projects every year. And not only companies, but also students are part of ICNAP in action, such as the hackathon. Lastly, I'd like to welcome back Karl Lossi one more time.
Hello again.
So we've heard a lot about ICNAP today. Could you once more explain how a company can benefit of ICNAP and how people can get in touch and engage with the ICNAP community?
Yes, yeah, we have quite a unique landscape to offer to our community members. We are an interdisciplinary community, bringing together the enablers of the digital transformation with the manufacturing companies. We work together on your specific problems and needs within the network adaptive production. We have over 500 researchers who are waiting to be challenged by your problems and challenges. So additionally, we also have the machinery, the up-to-date manufacturing equipment, but also our 5G indoor and outdoor campus network to test out your specific use cases. So you see, Aachen and the ICNAP is the key contact when it comes to the digitalization in manufacturing. Through our unique network that we have here, we're able to offer specific solutions to your problems. Also, we are really international with currently 9 different countries where our community members come from. So we also offer that international view on the problems of the digitalization in manufacturing.
How can companies get involved?
If you're interested in joining our community, I would be the first point of contact. So feel free to contact me directly. I will be happy to present you the ICNAP individually and answer all the questions you might have.
Well, thank you so much, Karl.
Yeah, thank you so much for hosting today.
Well, it was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Wow, that was an exciting trip. I hope that you had an interesting time getting to know the ICNAP. At this point, I would like to thank everybody, thank all of our guests, thank you, of course. We are looking forward to seeing you at the ICNAP, and until then, take care and bye-bye.